it's Handy Mandy, and this is the second part of the video where I'm going to be talking about Canadian magazines and miscellaneous magazines that you can use for inspiration. So, I'm going to start off with Canada. And if I had to choose between the two L's, I would definitely choose the American one, just because I find them more avant-garde with their fashion, whereas Canada, the Canadian magazine is representing Canadian style, which is more traditional and reserved. So, Canadian magazines are always about showcasing all the artists that were involved. And this is, if you recognize this, this is Cheryl Hickey from, I believe it's ET Canada. So we actually tried to get her for a fashion show, but she couldn't make it. Okay, and then it's gotten better over the years from being like traditional and conservative fashion to more avant-garde. So I'm just going to show you, this is what it was in 2008. Just very plain Jane, not much color. And then over here in 2010, they used a curvaceous girl. It's a little bit better, but there's not a lot of color in here except for like pink. It's all like black, white, browns, creams. And then you get over to, this is 2011, October. So getting a lot better, I find, because normally I wouldn't buy a magazine if it's not inspirational. So, okay, and then they showcase, this is a TIFF special, so Toronto International Film Festival. So showcasing like all the movies I used to be watching and celebrity gossip and all that stuff. I don't find it funny. So that's broken. And then they have a lot of articles in this one. This is just one of them. Man Up, Why It's Not Okay to Dress Your Fella. So this is it's all about like lifestyle for Canadians. So that one's about relaxation. And then here's, see, this looks like they still have their conservatives because they're still trying to reach their conservative Canadian market, but then they still do more avant-garde photo shoots as well. That one's so cool. And then they have this article on Denis Gagnon brings his oh brother, you just read it. Denis Gagnon is amazing. If I had to choose some of the top designers for Canadians, Denis Gagnon would be one of them. He is just incredible. If you've ever seen Iris Van Herpen, he's kind of like almost on that level. I love that. See, I don't like long hair, but I think I would look awesome as that. So, that's Canada. So, this is the one I usually subscribe to out of the three. Elle, Fashion, and Flair. And I don't really count Lulu magazine because it's more about shopping than fashion and having like photo shoots and styles. And well, it does, but I mean, I find that is cheaper because in Canada, the minute you start subscribing to one of the states, it's going to be like super expensive. Even though that they have a lot of international people on their covers, it's all about international news in fashion being brought to Canadians and then showcasing Canadians and their talent in the industry. That's apparently Cirque du Soleil is coming out with their own fashion collection, which, oh god. Like, it's nice that they're doing it, it's almost like clown. I'm sorry, but no, I don't like that. I'm very particular. So, then we get into all the beauty. So this is the front page. All the trends that are for Canada. And then the back, they have, look at this. That's fantastic. I love this one. See, this is the one by, I thought I had it, yeah. Stella McCartney. This is where that one magazine got their inspiration for paisleys. I saw this on Gwyneth Paltrow, and I did not like it. Love this one. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? That's what I'm talking about. And then they give you where to go in Canada in the major cities and get like really good fashion finds. So Montreal and Toronto. So they have little articles on that. So that one's about home improvement. So our cross-country guide to cosmetic fixes. Presumably Botox, but yeah. So this is the one I subscribe to. And then there's Flair. They are about arts, fashion, and media. And they're essentially a lifestyle for a young Canadian woman. Apparently, they were known as Miss Chatelaine, and they got rebranded in 1979. So, this is their new look. Here are some of their makeups. So, let's see. One is 37, another's 18, 36. So, I mean, it's more in like, not like low income, but like medium to high. I mean, I don't have the disposable income to be spending that much money on my makeup. So they have this really good article on the sugars that are in your food that could lead you to diabetes. So they are creating some awareness. And then they're doing all these trends in the different cities. So we got Calgary over here. We got Toronto. Where to go eat. Like some really good restaurants that are apparently new and upcoming. So, this is, it's okay, but it's not my first choice. So, for fashion magazines that are shopping, I definitely, oh my gosh, I recommend Lula magazine. They have topics on like everything from shopping, fashion trends, beauty tips, everything. And then, what's really good is if you go and Google SBC card VIP plus Lululemon subscription. Now, SBC card is a little card. It's a student price card. And if it's VIP, they don't require you have identification that proves that you are a student. So, anybody of any age can use it. And by anybody, I mean Canada, because Canada is the only place that have the discounts that are applicable with the card. So, I think it's like $12 to $14 for the subscription and the card. So for a whole year of magazines that have really good finds that are affordable, and a card that offers you discounts at just about every single store you probably shopping at, that's ridiculous. So, and by ridiculous I mean like amazing. So this is for spring. So they have all the different bathing suits. Some of the prices are $100, $116, $395, $69, $34.50. So I mean they had different price ranges, but they have really good photo shoots as well. I mean, they're certainly not plain. Oh, look at the side on that one. Alright, so what else we got? So this is where they come to a higher end look and where you can get it cheaper. So this is a full skirt and travel accents. So that's a super expensive one that comes to $1,856. And then they have the lower one, which comes to $510. So I mean, once you realize like they even suggest stuff from Ardene's. I love going to Ardene's. I make sure that it doesn't look cheap, but I mean, I can still find really good stuff there. Always like shopping and comparing how to match you up with the right shoe for your outfit. Again, they're shopping and comparing for you for makeup, which you don't find in any other magazine. And when you need to go gift shopping or for your house, they do that as well with trends. And then at the back, they give you deals. So 20% off Foxy Originals, Lancome, Elizabeth Grant Skincare, Access, Empire. So they have like these coupons that you can go use. because you bought the magazine. So this is free gift bag, 20% off, 40% off for the second item. Just like, they want you to be able to afford this stuff. And then they have this Toronto Shops deal, so 20% off, $20 off. What's this one? Blown at hair on the avenue. Free Kerastase treatment. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but look at that. They want you to save money and still look fabulous. That's what we're talking about, man. So if you're going to get a fashion bargain shopping, get Lulu. Of course, this is Canadian, but it's a lot more affordable than what's in style. So, there are other magazines that you can look at for inspiration. This is Toronto. This was free. It was at the hotel that we were staying at in Toronto, where we were meeting different fashion representatives to get feedback on our collections. So this was, it's all about like the Toronto, what's like restaurants and stuff like that. But they had this really good article about how Toronto is a city that a lot of people use to shoot for different cities. So I mean, even though it's got the CN Tower, they shoot in the helicopter the scene of Toronto, like the city, and then they can use it for Chicago, they can use it for New York. So I mean, Toronto's like very versatile and it's used a lot. And it's just this designer, or not designer, sorry, I keep saying that. This director who is apparently from Toronto, and he's always using Toronto to have his shows at. So I mean, they just had this little expose on that and a whole bunch of Toronto life. And then there's more, which you can see in the top corner. It says, Canada's magazine celebrating women over 40. So I mean, this is obviously not my target, but it might be for our moms. So this would be a great magazine for her. And then there's Glow, which is all about beauty and health. So everything you want to know about taking care of your skin, makeup, the rest of your body, what kind of products you should be using, and how to like different foods that you should be eating and stuff like that. That's going to be in this kind of magazine. Then there's Lush. So they got some good fashion articles in there. They don't shy away from nudity, just a little FYI. I didn't purchase this. I was actually at Toronto Fashion Week, and they were just handing these out. So this is a freebie. And there's W, which is like super big. So I mean, if you look at this, the size, it's a lot bigger. And there's, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't grab for this. Not usually. Like I used to a couple years ago, but some of their photo shoots are really, let's just say, interesting. Yeah. So I mean, they're more about not so much fashion, but provocative, or not provocative, but like interesting photo shoots, like the lightings and stuff, versus I think fashion. So if you're going into fashion photography, you might be interested in that one. This is another one that was in the Globe Mail. This didn't really have a lot per se just on fashion, but rather more like the celebrity life. So, there are of course a variety of magazines, but those are the US and those are the Canadian magazines. So, I hope you enjoyed.